Transport, a transportation company ready to change the transportation narrative in Taraba State and Nigeria at large, bringing comfort, safety and reliability. Witness their impact on the people, the economy, and Nigeria's transportation future.
Harry Executive Transport Company, who was actually incorporated sometime in 2024, and the decision to establish the company was actually born out of a burden for travelers to Jalingo, especially from Abuja. And I saw that need and tried to reach out to existing transport companies to fill the gap, but they were not forthcoming. And so I decided to go into it myself. That is the main essence of this company, to connect Taraba State to other parts of the country, especially Abuja and Yola, comfortably for executive travelers.
We offer executive services to both individuals and group of people. The kind of services we render depends on the needs in which our customers wishes for us to offer. Either wedding, conferences, ambulance services or car hire services, we ensure that we give you the very best of service.
You're tuning into the broadcast of news at 9 p.m. on Psalm TV, the pulse of the nation. You can also follow us on Facebook at Psalm TV and on YouTube at Psalm TV Live. Now, the major headlines. On the national news, Governor Soludo emerges unopposed as APGA's governorship candidate for November 2025 election, expresses commitment to Anambra's development. Dr. George Moghalu clinches Labour Party's governorship ticket for Anambra, pledges unity and infrastructure overhaul. Benue police rescue 14 kidnapped victims after gun battle with suspects. One dies in hospital. In international news, Senegal's President Bassirou Diomaye Faye laments ECOWAS failure to reintegrate Sahel states, confirmed withdrawal of French troops and shift in foreign alliance. In business news, Brent crude drops to $65.58 per barrel amidst global threat tension. Nigerian marketers tip lower petrol prices as OPEC plans output increase. In entertainment news, Nollywood actress Jemima Osunde decries social media pressure on actors, questions industry trends and calls for focus on talents over online popularity. In sport news, Delta State dominates Day 3 of Niger Delta Sport Festival in swimming and chess. Imo excel in wrestling as Edo and Akwa Ibom shines in tennis. My name is Bridget James. Now the news in full. Anambra State Governor Professor Chukwuma Soludo has emerged unopposed as the governorship candidate of the All Progressive Grants Alliance for the November 8, 2025 elections. The primary held at Alex Okweme Square in Akwa saw 3,260 delegates listed, with 3,175 accredited and 3,168 voting in support of Soludo. No opposing votes were recorded. The running officer, Uche Ngwebo, declared Soludo the party's candidate, noting the peaceful and orderly conduct of the exercise. Soludo, in his acceptance speech, expressed gratitude to the party members, describing the endorsement as a show of unity and progress within APGA. He pledged to continue working for Anambra's development and highlights that his administration had achieved significant milestones without incurring debt. Reaffirming his earlier commitments, Soludo retained his deputy, Dr. Onyekachukwu Ibezim, as his running mate, quoting his 2017 mantra, "If it is not broken, why mend it?" He praised the support of citizens, support groups and political allies, declaring that the campaign had just begun and promising a sweeping victory across all wards and polling units in the state. Dr. George Manghalu, former managing director of the National Inland Waterways Authority, has emerged as the Labour Party's candidate for the November 8th Anambra State governorship election. He secured 573 delegate votes, defeating his rival, John Chuma Umosu, who pulled 19 votes in the primary held in Akwa under tight security. In his acceptance speech, Manghalu called for unity within the party, urging his opponents and supporters to work with him towards victory in the upcoming elections. Expressing confidence in defeating the incumbent governor, Chukwuma Charles Soludo, Manghalu pledged to restore public trust in government and deliver good governance. He emphasized the need to overhaul failing infrastructure and security system, noting that although the current administration has made some progress, significant improvements are required. Manghalu appealed for support based on his proven track, promising to complete what he starts and change the state political narrative. The Benue State Police Command has successfully rescued 14 passengers who were abducted on April 3rd from a Benue Link bus traveling from Makurdi to Otukpo. According to the command spokesperson, SP Sewise Anene, the incident occurred near the Otukpo Bonds Brick area where armed kidnappers attacked the bus, resulting in the death of the driver and one passenger. Police, in collaboration with the State Civil Protection Guard, responded promptly to the scene, where they found the driver and another passenger with gunshot wounds. Both were later confirmed dead at the hospital. The attackers had taken the remaining 14 passengers into a nearby forest. A search operation was immediately launched, and on April 4th, security operatives located the kidnappers. A gun battle ensued, during which the police overpowered the suspects, who fled and abandoned their captives. Although 2 of the rescued victims sustained machete injuries, all 14 were recovered. Unfortunately, one of them later died in the hospital. While others are receiving treatment, Commissioner of Police Steve Yabanet extended condolences to the families of the deceased and assured the public that the perpetrators will be apprehended. He urged residents of Otokpo to report any individuals with gunshot wounds, as several of the attackers may have been injured during the encounter. MSI Nigerian Reproductive Choices has reported that it successfully averted 240 maternal deaths and prevented 16,623 abortions in Adamawa State 2024. The organization achieved this through its provision of accessible, high-quality sexual and reproductive health services, including family planning, contraceptive options, menstrual health, and cervical cancer screening. During a media roundtable in Yola, MSI Social Behavioral Change and Communication Officer, Mr. Ayewale Adejimi, stated that the organization reached 3.58 million clients nationwide, preventing over 1.6 million unsafe abortions. MSI Nigeria collaborated with various federal, state, and community partners to ensure transparency, adhering to high data quality and clinical standards. A key highlight of the event was a call for accountability in humanitarian reporting by resource persons, Emmanuel Ande, who urged journalists to prioritize accuracy, objectivity, and ethical standards in their coverage of humanitarian issues. Similarly, the Adamawa State government has launched the second phase of its education support initiative by distributing teachings and learning materials to public primary and secondary schools across the state for the 2024-2025 academic section. Hadia Lami Fintiri, wife of the state governor, led the distribution in Yola, emphasizing the importance of education in shaping the future of children. She urged all stakeholders to collaborate in ensuring the materials are used effectively. The executive chairman of the Adamawa State Universal Basic Education Board, Dr. Murtala Babayi, highlighted that the materials include 26,808 cartons of white chalk, 76,806 plan notebook, teachers' diaries, attendance register, and 55,556 dusters, all powered free of charge. He stressed that the distribution aims to empower teachers and enhance the learning experience. This followed the first batch of distribution held in November 2024. The Sokoto State government has announced plans to digitalize medical records at the Orthopedic Hospital, Wamako, to emphasize patient documentation. The initiative was revealed by the State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Faruku Wurmo, during an inspection visit to the hospital. He emphasized the need for proper record keeping after noting the absence of patients' record. In addition, for the digitalization plan, Dr. Wurmo gave the hospital management a 1-month deadline to commence the use of renovated amenity and main theater rooms, which have been unused for over a decade. He also instructed the Director of Medical Service to deploy bioengineers to inventory hospital's equipment. Dr. Wurno urged the hospital staffs to improve punctuality, stressing that the ministry will not tolerate absenteeism or laxity. The state government remain committed to enhancing the hospital service for the benefit of both Sokoto and neighboring states. In response, the hospital chief medical director, Dr. Abdul Kadir Muhazam, assured the commissioner that the concern raised would be addressed. An environmental expert, Dr. Babagana Boso, has urged stakeholders in Yobe State to take immediate action to mitigate flood risks ahead of the upcoming rainy season. Speaking at the workshop on mental health and physiological support, organized by Plant International and supported by the Zurich Foundation, Dr. Boso emphasized global warming and climate change as significant contributors to extreme weather events, such as increased rainfall in West Africa. He pointed to local causes of flooding in Yobe, including deforestation, poor land management, and rapid urbanization. The expert explained that loss of vegetation, unsustainable farming practices, and inadequate drainage system worsened the flood risks. The impacts of flooding, according to Dr. Boso, include displacement, destructions of home and livelihoods, and damage to critical infrastructure like roads and schools. Furthermore, flooding leads to food insecurity, increased poverty, and a rise in disease and malnutrition. Dr. Boso recommended proactive measures such as afforestation, better land use planning, and the constructions of effective drainage system. The workshop underscored the importance of a multi-sectoral approach to address the challenges posed by climate change in the region. The Hungarian government has pledged its support to Sokoto State in sectors such as agriculture, health, education, and other areas of socio-economic development. Hungarian Secretary of the State Tristan Agbej, accompanied by the Hungarian ambassador to Nigeria, Lauren Andrifi, and Deputy Ambassador Christoph Korosi, made the announcement during a visit to Governor Ahmed Liu at the government house. Agbej highlighted Hungary's investments of over $1 million in the past 5 years to support Sokoto in addressing challenges like insecurity and desertification. He emphasized that Hungary's approach is based on partnership rather than seeking resources, stating that Hungary is committed to fostering mutually beneficial relationship. In response, Governor Liu expressed the state's readiness to continue collaborating with Hungary and assured that Sokoto would fulfill its obligations to ensure the success of the partnership. He also reaffirms the impact of the administration's 9-point agenda on the people of Sokoto State. The Clean Nigeria Use the Toilet campaign has announced that only 142 out of Nigeria's 744 local government areas have been certified open defecation free. This update was shared by Mrs. Chizoma Opara, the national coordinator of the campaign, during a sensitization program in Akwa, Anambra State. Opara expressed concern over Nigerians' continuous struggle with open defecation, calling it a sign of insufficient commitment from stakeholders. She highlighted that Anambra East, Agwata, and Nnewi North in Anambra State has recently been certified open defecation free. Opera emphasized the need for broader commitment from government, religious bodies, and local communities to combat open defecation across the country. The event also featured remarks from various key figures, including Mr. Ike Obi Ijofo, chairman of the event, and CEO of Anambra State Water Resources Management Agency, who stressed the importance of environmental hygiene. The Vice Chancellor of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, represented by Professor Audu Omeyi, supported the initiative, underscoring the need for clean surroundings and accessible water on campuses. Other speakers include Mr. Francis Okwepu of the Environment Development Initiative for Africa, who assured that investments in sanitation are essential for improving public health. Traditional leaders like Dr. Joel Okonwo, who also appealed for further funding and support for the campaign to address sanitation challenges in Nigeria. The Bauchi State Police Command on Friday averted a potential religious clash following tensions sparked by comments made during a Friday sermon. The incident occurred shortly after the death of renowned Islamic cleric Dr. Abdulaziz Idris Dusan Tanshi, according to a statement by the police public relations officer, CSP Ahmed Wakili. A report was received that Ahmed Isa Jaja, Chief Imam of Gali Mosque in the Jahun area of Bauchi metropolis, made inflammatory remark about the late cleric. The comment provoked unrest among Dr. Abdulaziz's followers, who stormed the mosque in protest. Commissioner of Police Sani Omolori Aliyu immediately deployed tactical units led by the Dostin Tanshi Divisional Police officers to the scene. The team intervened swiftly and professionally, ensuring the safety of the Imam and the congregation while dispersing the agitated crowd peacefully. The Imam was taken into protective custody, and the State Intelligence Department was directed to conduct a thorough investigation into the incident. CP Sani Omoloru called for calm and urged religious leaders to avoid using their platforms to spread the CCFO derogatory remark, emphasizing their role in promoting peace and harmony within the community. The Bayelsa state government has recorded a sharp rise in its internally generated revenue, growing from 1.2 billion naira to over 5 billion naira as of March 2025. The Commissioner for Information and Orientation and Strategy, Mrs. Abiowu Koku Obiye, made this known during the transparency briefing for January and February in Yanagwa. She attributed the increase to strategic reform and restated the Daoye Diri-led administration's commitment to transparency, accountability, and good governance. Koko BI also noted that the state's developmental projects are yielding positive economic impact for residents. Also speaking, the governor's technical advisor on Treasury and Accounts, Mr. Timpre Sepulo, linked the revenue growth to an expanded tax base and the implementation of the new minimum wage. He revealed that the state closed January with a balance of over 178.9 billion and ended February with 158.5 billion naira, adding that a major portion of these funds is being directed towards the completion of ongoing capital projects. The National Judicial Council has clarified it did not approve the appointment of Justice Theophilus Nzechu as acting Chief Judge of Imo State. In a statement issued in Abuja by DBC Director of Information, Kemi Ogedengbe, the NJC stated that although Governor Hope Uzodinma submitted a request for Nzukwe's appointment, the Council has not yet considered or approved it. The NJC noted that Justice Njiku ranked fourth in the seniority hierarchy of judges in the state and emphasized that the appointment was made without its endorsement. It added that while the governor cited reasons for bypassing the top three judges, the council is still reviewing the matter and urged the public to disregard claims suggesting its involvement in the decision. A political advocacy group, the Kaduna Solidarity Vanguard, has criticized Dr. Hakeem Baba Ahmed following his resignation as Special Advisor on Political Affairs to Vice President Kashim Shettima, describing the move as self-serving and deceptive. In a statement signed by its chairman Lawal Tanimo, the group alleged that the resignation was a strategic ploy lacking in principle, warning the public not to overlook what is termed Baba Ahmed's history of neglection. The region pressing issues, the group accused Baba Ahmed of political opportunism, claiming his action reflects a consistent pattern of prioritizing personal gain over genuine public service. The links his departure to the perceived weakening influence of the vice president, suggesting that Baba Ahmed has lost confidence in the administration's ability to support his political vision. Calling on Northerners to be vigilant, The group urged citizens to reject what it described as deceptive activism and to support leaders driven by sincerity and accountability. It emphasized the need for political management rooted in authenticity and genuine commitment to public welfare. The Federal High Court in Abuja has ordered the final forfeiture of 2 properties linked to Aminu Sidi Garumbaba, a senior official of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, following a request by the Economic and Financial Crime Commission. Justice Obiora Ogutatu granted the order, declaring the properties located in Abuja and Kano as proceeds of unlawful activities. The EFCC had initially secured an interim forfeiture order in February 2022, followed by a motion for final forfeiture in March of the same year. During the hearing, the defense argued that the case should be halted due to an ongoing administrative disciplinary process. However, the judge dismissed the objections, stating that civil forfeitures, proceedings, and disciplinary actions could proceed concurrently. The court concluded that the respondent fails to justify the source of funds used to acquire the properties, ruling that suspicions of illegitimate origin was sufficient grounds for forfeitures. The EFCC linked the case to broader investigations into FIRS staff allegedly involved in fraudulent duty tour allowances for fictitious trips. Retired military generals have explained why kidnappers in Nigeria remains ruthless despite intensified military crackdowns. They attribute the persistence of kidnapping to collusion between criminals and some security personnel, weak community cooperations, and poor coordinations among security agencies. Recent high-profile incidents highlight the severity of the problem. Former NYSC DG Brigadier General Maharzu Nsiga was abducted with 9 others in Katsina State on February 5th. His captors demanded 250 million naira but released him after nearly 2 months when over 60 million naira was paid. In Delta State, a former Godwin Anuka was killed in front of his family on March 29, while 3 adopted Kaduna residents were also murdered, despite ransom payments. Another disturbing cases involve Anambra lawmaker Justice Azuka, kidnapped in December 2024. His decomposed body was found in February 2025. Afenifere youth leaders Aniola Ajejuni, recently freed after 12 days in captivity, revealed the existence of over 55 kidnappers camped in the southwest. General Ishola Williams alleged security agents sometimes protect known kidnappers and obstruct investigations. He also noted possible collaborations with telecom insiders who compromise tracking efforts. Major General Dayo Olukoju, retired, said lack of synergy among agencies like the NIMC and NCC hinders phone tracking, while calling for special court to fast-track kidnappers' prosecution. The Kebbi State chapter of the Inter-Party Advisory Council has pledged full support to Governor Nasir Idris for his role in promoting democratic value in the state. The council made this known during a Salah homage to the governor at the Government House in Birnin Kebbi. IPAC chairman Alhaji Ibrahim Muhammad praised the governor for ensuring free and fair local government elections and enabling the participation of various political parties. He highlighted the administration's achievements in infrastructure development, workers' welfare, and inclusive governance, affirming IPAC's continued support and its commitment to safeguarding the peace and progress of the state. Governor Idris, in his remark, thanked the council for its partnership in fostering democracy and reaffirmed his administration's dedications to collaborative governance and statewide infrastructural development. Also, during the Salah Festivities, the Association of Retired Local Government Secretaries of Kebbi State, led by Alhaji Umaru Golumjai, paid a solidarity visit to the governor. In response, Governor Idris assured them of their continued involvement in governance and appreciated their support. We are taking a brief commercial break. Don't change the channel. We'll be right back with more exciting updates on Som TV. Please don't go away.
RU Executive Transport, a transportation company ready to change the transportation narrative in Taraba State and Nigeria at large, bringing comfort, safety and reliability. Witness their impact on the people, the economy, and Nigeria's transportation future.
RU Executive Transport Company was actually incorporated sometime in 2024, and the decision to establish the company was actually born out of a burden for travelers to Jalingo, especially from Abuja. And I saw that need and tried to reach out to existing transport companies to fill the gap, but they were not forthcoming. And so I decided to go into it myself. That is the main essence of this company, to connect Taraba State to other parts of the country, especially Abuja and Yola, comfortably for executive travelers.
We offer executive services to both individuals and group of people. The kind of services we render depends on the needs in which our customers wishes for us to offer. Either wedding, conferences, ambulance services or car hire services, we ensure that we give you the very best of service.
We offer shuttle services. We started with Jalingo Yola. And right now, as I'm talking to you, we are already looking out for a terminal in Abuja, because Abuja route is actually the ultimate. That was the motivation behind the establishment of the company, so that travels between Abuja and Jalingo can be done comfortably. So we are trusting God that by April, before the end of April, we will start the Abuja route. We are already looking out for a terminal. And so that is the basic thing. And we go into car hire services too. You can hire our Sena buses, you can hire our Hummer buses, you can also hire our ambulances. So we have all these types of vehicles in place. And I want to say here, what I mean by travel in comfort is that if you are traveling with our Sienna bus, for example, we don't take more than 5 passengers on our shuttle trips. But if you hire it, we allow you to take up to 6 passengers. In other words, 3 people can sit at the back, 2 at the center and 1 in front. But if it is through our shuttle services, it's only 5.
We ensure we take off on time and also arrive on time, most especially for our airport passengers that would love to catch up with a flight to their various destinations. And also we provide comfort and relaxation. All our vehicles are fully air-conditioned vehicles.
RU Executive.
Welcome back. We are glad you are still here with us. Coming up next are the international business and sport news. On the international news, Senegalese President Bassirou Diomaye Faye has expressed his frustrations over the failure to reintegrate Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger into the economic community of West Africa states. The three countries withdrew from ECOWAS earlier this year, citing the bloc's supervillains to France and its failure to tackle jihadism effectively. These nations have since formed the Alliance of Sahel states, pivoting away from France and moving closer to Russia. Faye, appointed by ECOWAS as the mediator for the Sahel countries, stated that despite his efforts to facilitate dialogue, the countries remained sovereign and had the right to make their own decisions. He emphasized that Senegal had done everything possible to reintegrate their countries but respected their choices. Regarding Senegal's relationship with France, Faye confirmed that Paris remains a key partner for Senegal across various sectors. However, Senegal is negotiating the withdrawal of French troops from its territory by the end of this year, with the first French military facilities in Dakar already returned to Senegal. Faye noted that such changes reflect a natural shift in the country's trajectory. On to business news. The global price of Brent crude has fallen to $65.58 per barrel, its lowest since April 2021, sparking expectations of reduced price for petrol and other goods in Nigeria. The 7% drop, attributed to rising global trade tension and new tariff by China on U.S. goods, has also caused U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude to fall to 62.3 per dollar barrel. As a result, major deposits such as Mainland, AYM, Ever Prudent, Etana, and Soromand have slightly reduced their petrol prices by a few naira per liter. Oil marketers are expected to adjust pump price downwards in the coming days if market conditions remain stable. The president of the Petroleum Product Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria, Billy Gillis Harry, expressed optimism that lower fuel prices will lead to reduced transportation fares and lower cost of goods and services. Meanwhile, OPEC has announced a gradual output increase of 411,000 barrels per day, starting May 2025, reaffirming this commitment to market stability and flexibility to adjust productions as needed based on evolving global conditions. The federal government is taking steps to implement traceability technologies to enhance the agricultural commodities productions and export value chains. This initiative aims to improve the identification, tracking, and tracing of agricultural products from raw materials to finished goods. Speaking at the sensitization workshop in Kano, Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, Ambassador Noura Abba, highlighted the potentials of a national traceability system to revolutionize Nigeria's agricultural sector. The system is expected to facilitate access to international market and increase revenue generation. Abba emphasized that Nigerians' rich agricultural resources, when paired with traceable technologies, could address challenges related to product quality and safety. Ensuring compliance with international standards, he noted that countries like the US and those in the European Union have already adopted similar systems to ensure food safety and quality. The workshop also included discussions on cross-border trade routes and market access implications for Nigerians' agricultural exports under the African Continental Free Trade Area. The federal government's push for traceability technology aligns with its goal of strengthening the agricultural sector role in the economy and enhancing global competitiveness. On entertainment news, Nollywood actress Jemima Osunde has expressed frustration over the growing pressure on actors to maintain a strong social media presence to remain relevant in the industry. Speaking during an interview on the Rolling Rind podcast, Osunde pointed out the movie producer now rely on actors to help promote their films through social media content creation. She lamented that actors are being forced to dance and create online content to stay in the spotlight, saying that without an active social media presence, one has fewer chance of landing roles. Osunde questions why this trend has become so pervasive, drawing comparison to Hollywood stars like Keanu Reeves, who maintain a lower public profile outside of his acting career. On to sport news, Day 3 of the Niger Delta Sport Festival delivered intense excitement across multiple disciplines with standout performance in swimming, wrestling, chess, and tennis. Delta State dominated the pool events, winning gold in the 50-meter butterfly final and the men's team swimming category. In chess, Uriah Patrick added another gold for Delta in the men's rapid event, while Bayelsa Deborah Abimobo triumphed in the women's rapid event, defeating compatriots Pelomo Jessica. Imo State's excel in wrestling, securing 6 of 8 semi-final victories across gender categories. Edo Rahim Rudwan also impressed with a 5-0 win over Ondo's Ojo Victor in the under 63 kg bout. In tennis, Akwa Ibom edged Edo in the women's doubles, while Edo Lole Hozedov advanced to the semi-finals after a hard-fought signal match against Olaniyan Adesiwa. She is set to face Akwa Ibom Etoro Basi next. Their 5 is expected to future finals in para-athletics, swimming, traditional wrestling, and weightlifting. The day began with a golf kitty demonstrations at the Ibom Icon Hotel Golf Resort, setting the stage for more high-level competition. That's all for this edition of News at 9 p.m. from Sun TV. Before we go, here is a recap of the major headlines. The national news. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has emerged unopposed as the All Progressive Grand Alliance candidate for the November 2025 governorship elections in Anambra State. He reaffirms his commitment to the state's development and progress. In the Labour Party, Dr. George Makhalu secured the governorship ticket, pledging to prioritize unity and a comprehensive overhaul of Anambra's infrastructure. Meanwhile, in Benue State, the police successfully rescued 14 kidnapped victims following a first-gun battle with a suspect. One of the victims, however, was confirmed dead after being rushed to the hospital. In international news, Senegalese President Bassirou Diomaye Faye has voiced his frustrations over ECOWAS' inability to integrate Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, who exceeded the bloc, citing ineffectiveness and foreign interference. He confirmed that French troops are set to withdraw from Senegal, marking a significant shift in the country's foreign alliance. In business news, Brent crude oil prices have plucked to $65.58 per barrel, the lowest since April 2025, due to escalating global trade tension and new tariff. This development has prompted Nigerian oil marketers to anticipate a reduction in petrol price, while OPEC plans a gradual output increase to stabilize the market. In entertainment news, Nollywood actress Jemima Osunde has criticized the increasing pressure on actors to maintain a strong social media presence, arguing that talent should take precedence over online popularity. She questioned the trends of casting decisions being influenced by an actor's digital footprints. In sport news, Day 3 of the Niger Delta Sport Festival witnessed Delta State dominating in swimming and chess events. Imo State showed outstanding performance in wrestling, while Edo and Akwa Ibom made impressive progress in tennis competition, setting the stage for an exciting finale. Stay tuned for more lined-up of programs from Psalm TV. You can also follow us on Facebook at Psalm TV and on YouTube at Psalm TV Live. I remain Bridget James. Thank you for watching and good night.